Well, folks, we are here. We are here. It is happening. For the first time in a year and 7 months, for the first time since December 2024, I believe. Could be wrong. I'm pretty sure. Hunter x Hunter will be publishing new chapters in Weekly Shonen Jump. As reported by the Hunter x Hunter source, but also multiple outlets on Twitter, the Hunter x Hunter manga will return in Weekly Shonen Jump issue 31 officially on June 28th with chapter 411. A royal succession battle surrounded with malice. Center color pages to commemorate the publication of the latest chapter in the latest release of the latest volume. The battle for the throne intensifies. What will Kurapika and his allies do? So we're back. We are back. I am so unbelievably excited. Togashi has been in the lab. He's been working incredibly hard, posting his progress, and he's finished a batch of 10 chapters, and I believe the majority of a second batch, making it a total of 20 chapters, has been finished for a little while too. So there seem to be 20 chapters in the tank, ready to be released. Maybe not necessarily everything in the second batch, but it's just the sort of last little bits that need to be done. I don't know the exact progress, but the second batch is more than in line to be released soon. And there are people who are talking about the idea of 20 straight chapters releasing. Now, I try to never expect that, but because I think it's better to just aim low and then be surprised than aim high and be disappointed. But you see why people believe that. You see why people are talking about that sort of thing. Because it's very encouraging. Togashi's been working super hard, and not only that, but it seems like he's been going on day trips and visiting places and having fun with his wife, and it seems like he's happy, and it seems like he's healthy. I don't want to presume too much, because you never know, but it's looking good on that front. And that's really great. That's really encouraging. That's the most important thing. I've always said that, to me, Hunter x Hunter has an effective ending because of the detours concept at the end of the anime, and that anything after that in the Succession War, all these chapters, is a bonus. But my god, is it a hell of a nice bonus, and I cannot wait. We've been talking, since I started streaming, there's been 2 batches released. I've loved streaming the chapters. I've done chapter reviews, chapter reactions. Not exactly sure exactly how I was to approach that sort of content, but either way, we covered it, and it was tons of fun. It was really great. The chapters, we've had the revelations about the Phantom Troop, we've had all these new layers added to Hisoka, the political intrigue with regards to the Succession War, and the fleshing out of characters like Hulkenberg and Benjamin, and that's just in the last couple of batches. There's lots of great stuff with Morena and Borkson, and there's just so many great hooks going forward, and I cannot wait. I won't be going through all the stuff I'm expecting or all the stuff I'm looking forward to, because I actually made videos about that before. If you see, I have this video here, 5 big predictions for Hunter x Hunter Succession War. That's on my main channel. I'll link that in the description if you want. That's 18 minutes of just big things that I think will happen. And on this channel, actually, I did a review 9 months ago, 15 things I'm looking forward to in Hunter x Hunter Succession War. Smaller things, less big swings in terms of things, like, these are things I'm looking forward to generally, whereas these are predictions about things that I think will happen, about the thematics, about the result of the Succession War, all that sort of thing. If you're interested, I'll link both of these in the description. But most importantly, we're back, and I can't wait to see what's going on. And I feel like for the last 2 or 3 batches at least, we've been talking about, it feels like it's about to kick off, like the powder keg, the go that Morel does prior to the palace invasion is about to happen for the Succession War. But really, when we predicted those sorts of things, we were a little bit off, for anyone who did, and it needed a bit more. But I truly feel like we are about to hit that. Maybe in this batch, maybe the one after, but in relative terms, I really think that we're about to Crollo has moved, has descended. Hisoka's on the move. I genuinely think the Phantom Troop is not going to be in for a good time. I think we're going to see a death quite soon, or two. But again, all that in my videos. TLDR is, I think it's actually about to kick off, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I can't wait to experience it with you guys. I can't wait for the discussions, all of that. Now, this is just sort of me announcing that, in case anyone maybe missed it, if you didn't know, it's coming out, and just to show that I'm aware and I'm excited, and I just can't wait for my, as of 2026, my favorite story of all time to continue. And I'm so glad that Togashi's able to get this out there, because I'm sure he really wants to. He's a creator. He lives and breathes this story, and as much as people may tell you that, no one can create this but him, because that is what he wants. And he's doing it on his own terms, and he's releasing it, and that's beautiful. So this video was just essentially that. For me, in terms of covering the series, this next batch, and again, I would expect just one batch, but we'll see what happens after that, because more seems to be very close to being ready. But in terms of me covering it in streams, I'm in a bit of a weird spot, because One Piece is currently at a moment where it's in an interesting spot for the story. Kagurabachi, which I cover on Sundays, in addition to One Piece during One Piece during One Piece break weeks, is on hiatus for until August, and it's currently mid-ish June. And next week, Hunter x Hunter's coming out. So I have a couple of ideas here in terms of how to cover this, and feel free to share your thoughts on this, because I am going back and forth. In the next couple days, I'll decide and put an announcement in the Discord, but in terms of the streams for chapter read-throughs and chapter reactions and chapter discussions, I think there's two possibilities. The first one is, it takes the Wednesday slot after Tokyo Ghoul Re. I'm currently reading Tokyo Ghoul Re. After that will be Dragon Ball Z, but in between them, I floated the idea, and it makes sense, of doing the released Hunter x Hunter chapters in between the two. The problem with that is Tokyo Ghoul Re still has a lot to go, and I'm really excited about that. We just hit an incredible peak that I'm still recovering from, and I'm gobsmacked about, but it'll be at least a couple of months, if not a few months, before we finish that, which means a few months before Hunter x Hunter. And that means I would personally have to wait. And that is torture for me, but it's something I would be willing to do for the sake of the scheduling and all that. You guys can read the chapters, you guys can know everything that's to come, and you'll just be watching me go through it, knowing what's to come, rather than doing a week-by-week discussion. We could discuss each chapter, of course, but then I would move on to the next. I'd do multiple in a stream, and that's great. I could kind of binge them on Wednesdays. It would be the next Wednesday slot. There are lots of positives and a couple negatives to that. One, the positives of that is, again, the binge. It'll have its own schedule. It'll be very clean. It'll have its own slot, and there won't be any fumbling around with the schedule. It'll just kind of fit seamlessly in there. The negatives are I won't be able to discuss with you as they come out. And I will have to wait. That's a negative for me. The other idea is do it on Sundays. Do it on Sundays. Replace One Piece. Kagurabachi's on hiatus for now. Replace Kagurabachi for now, because it won't be releasing for a month and a half or so. And put One Piece on break. Put One Piece on break, and don't actually read it, maybe until the first batch is done, or maybe schedule a Friday stream to catch up to 3 or 4 chapters or something, but let them stack a little bit. That actually kind of fits in well, because I think we're at a point in the One Piece story that actually is... There's a lot of breaks. The pacing's a bit weird in this section of the story. It's a bit turbulent. Generally, people don't seem to be as invested in this section of the story. There are a lot of question marks. It's a weird spot, and it's something that I wouldn't mind putting on the back burner for a few weeks and coming back to and binging when we have multiple chapters. I would be down for that. And Kagurabachi is on hiatus. It'll return in August, and we read it every few weeks anyway, and if needed, we can do a Friday slot for Kagurabachi, but basically, Hunter x Hunter would take over the Sunday slot for the short-term future, whereas One Piece would go on break for the channel, and I'll come back to it and binge it, and then it'll be reinstated on Sundays, and same with Kagurabachi. The negatives with that is it's a lot of shuffling around the schedule, and I don't really like to do that, and the weekly One Piece thing, which I really love doing. I love my routine of One Piece Sundays and then Kagurabachis when there's One Piece breaks. That'll be interrupted for a little bit. But I think the benefits of that are being able to do the weekly discussions with you guys for Hunter x Hunter, which is really hype, because there's so many moving pieces. One chapter of Hunter x Hunter is more than enough for a stream. And yeah, so there's positives, and I also wouldn't have to wait to do that. So there's positives and negatives for every approach, and I don't think I can go super wrong with either one. And I'm going to think over it over the next couple days, but feel free to share your thoughts. I'll put an announcement in the Discord about which way I go with it. Sorry for the last few minutes of this video being about scheduling my content stuff, but just wanted to get that out there if you had any thoughts. Anyways, the main thing is, Togashi is returning, Hunter x Hunter's returning, it's a beautiful time to be alive, Peak Fiction is back, and I can't wait to see, because I really think we're about to hit the apex of some of these character developments and character threads and the things that Togashi's been building up. Cannot wait. Again, you can check out those videos if you're looking for some of my predictions upcoming in the arc, things that I think are on the horizon, things that I'm looking forward to. And yeah, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. Have a great, I don't even know. I love Hunter x Hunter. Have a great one. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. There should be a video this weekend, this Saturday, scheduled. We're back, baby. Togashi's back. Feels good. Thank you guys so much. Have a great one. See you in the next one.